Alright, what is up, YouTube? So, I have some parts in front of me for the 73 Mustang. So, this is a new 100 amp alternator. I'm going to get to that in a second. I'll get off CJ Pony parts. The whole thing's very confusing. I got an auxiliary cord I have a classic audio sound stereo in that car. It pretty much looks like it's from the factory, but it has Bluetooth capability. And as you can see, I got QA1 adjustable rear shocks to ditch the old air shocks in it. So if you watch my other videos, I have the front coil-over shocks on the front of the Mustang. So yeah, so they say that this is a one-wire internally regulated alternator. So essentially, you would ditch the voltage regulator and all the wiring harness, because that's a 60 to 70 amp is what your factory alternators would run at. So if you have any more electronic accessories, you got to put fans on it, electric fans, stuff like that, better sound system. The factory alternator doesn't do that well. So now, originally there was a bunch of people that bought this thinking it was a 3-wire alternator. And there was a bunch of things on the questions in the fitment and everything like that. So I guess CJ's changed the description to 3-wire alternator, 1-wire capable, I'm guessing. So if you look here, off the factory, this does appear to be a 3-wire alternator, because there's your ground, your field, your battery, and your stator. But if it is internally regulated, the external voltage regulator is no longer needed. So, and of course it didn't come with any instructions. So I don't know why they would do it like this if it's a 1-wire alternator, because literally all you need is to ground it and a hot to your battery. So I'm going to take a chance and hope that CJ's and the other people know what they're talking about on their reviews and questions about it, because they're very adamant that it's 1-wire alternator, but I don't understand unless it's supposed to appear factory, I guess. I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of. So this is a 100 amp alternator, so you can run more accessories off of it. I was thinking about putting some different speakers, possibly a sub in the back. I do like decent sound systems as well. So we'll see what happens. So if you are going to do a 1-wire alternator setup on your vehicle, on your Mustang, it's not, I thought it was much more involved than what it is. So so I had a fire in this a while back, and I finally fixed everything. As you can see there, I put an external fuse block in this thing. So I have my radio ran off of that to an ignition keyed source, my tach, and my volt gauge in the inside of the car. So eventually I'll add some more stuff on that. I use this stuff, actually got it off Amazon. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name. So this is really neat stuff. I really hate wiring. So this, as you can see on the inside, has a solder ring inside of it. So you take a heat gun, you put your wires in there. You can twist them together if you want, or just, I put them in there. One hole's bigger and smaller than the other. So you take a heat gun, it melts both sides down, but also the heat gun has enough heat and it melts that solder ring in the center, so it makes a really strong butt connector. So that made wiring pretty awesome. So for the 1-wire setup, I ordered this off Amazon. I think it's 6-gauge wire. Yeah, 6-gauge wire, 3 foot. I have a boot to go on the back of the alternator. I ordered that off Amazon. Originally, when I was going to keep it a 3-wire setup, I did grab, these are heat shrink as well, butt connectors. And I also got windshield washer hoses and sprayers because my other one's melted because of the fire. I also got brackets that I'm probably not going to use because I would have to take the fan off, and I don't really feel like doing that at this moment. Maybe I'll do it at some point in time. So yeah, so this is what we're going to put on. So I just wanted to do a little bit of unboxing video. Like I said, I love QA1 shocks. It comes with everything you need to do your shocks, and then these are adjustable. The instructions that comes with it, it's 0 to 16 clicks, and it has a preference for you to set up on there for drag racing, comfort, road racing, extreme, stuff like that. So that's all in the instruction books. These are very easy to install and everything like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to install this stuff. I'm not a big time-lapse person or pausing and doing all that. I mean, it's an alternator. It's 2 bolts, a belt, and a couple wires. So I will make another video on if this is a 1-wire or 3-wire system, because I'm only going to run the hot and the ground, and we'll see what happens. And I'll do a review on that and see how that goes. And then I'll also do a review on QA1 rear shocks. I did raise the ride height in this as well. I was, if I could do it over again, I never would get long tube headers because they drag on the ground. So I did raise the front up. Now the air shocks have no air in them, so the front actually is a little higher now than the rear, but if you were to pump the air shocks up, it would level out. So I do want to see what the ride height is like with the other shocks on. The other thing I'm going to do, probably do a video of, is adjust the float level on the car, because the back float is way too high. Because on the new Hollies, they have those open sight glasses you can see now. And I want to put a vacuum gauge on it and do my air fuel better and idle. Also should probably adjust the choke. They say that it's set for your vehicle out of the box, but that is a bigger carburetor for this car. So I might mess with that a little bit, so I'll probably do a video on that. So the next time you see me, hopefully the people in the comments were right, and this is indeed a 1-wire alternator, because I don't know if the external voltage regulator can handle 100 amp. So I'm hoping it is indeed a 1-wire alternator with an internal regulator on it. I'm sure there is a way for you to test it. Actually, I believe there is, because I have my voltmeter here. If there's diodes in it, your diodes act as your regulator, I believe. So I think you can test for that. So yeah, I'll get back to you and let you know how this goes. So until next time, YouTube.